Comedy lovers take note. Beginning July 23rd through August 2nd, the Davidson Community Players present Barefoot in the Park. Watch newlyweds Corey and Paul return from their honeymoon and get too cozy, too quick with hilarity ensuing. Neil Simon is at his best with this heartwarming comedy about sacrifices, new beginnings, and not letting anything get in the way of what truly matters. Seats are limited, so visit carolinatix.org or call 704-892-7918 and get your tickets soon.
Hi, we're here with Melissa Ullman-Roberge from Davidson Community Players and Merritt Seitz, who is one of the stars of their upcoming play of Barefoot in the Park. She plays Corey.
Well, thanks for coming on the show again, Melissa.
Thanks for having us.
Just real quickly, let's touch upon West Side Story because there was some exciting news about
Yep, it was a great success. The show really exceeded audience expectations. We had all but one of the performances was sold out, some with standing room, and so we're really excited. It sent us into the summer comedy really on a high, and I think it was a big success all around, and we're really pleased that the audiences received it so well.
Yeah, it was fabulous. The dancing was great.
Thank you.
Yeah, it really was. Very well.
The two shows actually overlap each other, so while we were running West Side Story, Barefoot in the Park was already in rehearsal, and they're about more than halfway through the rehearsal process, right?
Yes, we are.
So that opens July 17th. Is that correct? Is that
July
a Thursday?
23rd.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It loads in July 17th.
Yeah,
It opens July
23rd.
23rd and runs for 2 weekends, closing on August 2nd, I believe, which is a Sunday matinee.
Yeah.
And I'm going to let Merritt talk about it because she is in rehearsal every day.
What is Barefoot? I mean, it's based on a...
Yes,
Neil
it is
Simon?
based on Neil Simon's play Barefoot in the Park, and it is basically the story of newlyweds. I play Corey Bratter, and I just got married to Paul Bratter, and we have moved into a one-bedroom New York City apartment. So it's a light comedy, a lot of fun, and it's about their life together as they start to move in, and Corey's kind of idealistic notion of marriage and the realistic when the daily life sets in of people going to work and people being tired, and her mother and some of their crazy neighbors who live in the apartment building with them.
Oh, it sounds like interesting.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of laughs, and it's gone really well so far. All the rehearsals have been a lot of fun. So.
Now, what kind of experience have you had before? Did you do other shows? Or?
Yes, I'm a theater major at Davidson College. I'll be a senior in the fall, so I'd like to go into theater eventually.
So you're a local?
Yes, I am.
Very local. Very
yes,
good.
so
that's great. And now, how long is the performance? Is it a 2 hour, 1 hour?
We're not sure yet.
Okay.
We don't have specific times on that yet. There will be an intermission. Typically, probably the first act will be about 40 minutes, and second act's probably a little longer than that. But typically, 15-minute intermission dividing those. But I don't have specific times on full length.
It'll be a little bit over 2
It'll be a little
hours,
over
I think,
2.
this one. Yeah.
Now, how many characters are there? You mentioned neighbors and mother.
Yes, there are 4 main characters. Myself and my husband, and then my mother and our crazy neighbor. And then we have a delivery man and a telephone man. So total there's 6 in the cast.
Wow.
So
that sounds
completely different from West Side Story, where you had this
very dramatic musical with tons and tons of cast members.
Typically, that comedy, the second slot is that we choose a smaller show. We choose something that has a really nice set, but not a lot of moving parts, because again, it butts right up against the musical, and the same staff handles everything. So while the directors of the plays are different, I directed West Side Story, and Alan Poindexter, who most people will know from children's theater, is directing this production of Barefoot in the Park. The technical people and the running crews and the props people are all the same, and so we try to keep that comedy, meaty, but a little bit lighter technically. Now, have you worked on Neil Simon before? Like this,
I haven't. This
considered one of his earlier plays, and how are you finding it, like in comparison to the newer ones?
I think it's challenging.
Yeah.
It's deceiving how challenging it is with comedy and timing and rhythm specifically.
Right.
I would absolutely say.
Funny though. When we read it, we were giggling out loud. I mean, it's
even just listening to that.
Yeah.
It is.
Now, is it taking all place in the apartment, or are there scenes in a park, or?
It is in the apartment. When it opens, it's their bare bone empty apartment. No furniture, nothing. They're waiting for the furniture to come. The phone hasn't even been hooked up yet. And throughout the play, it gets more furnished and more decorated. But the entire play takes place in
the apartment.
In their apartment.
And is this mostly for an adult audience, or how light is the comedy, or how sophisticated is the comedy?
I think
I think it's an okay family show.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think a variety of generations would find it funny for different reasons.
Okay.
I think it could appeal to a lot of ages for that reason.
But there's no age cutoff where you'd say it's not for...
I think they're probably saying for 10 and up, just because it is wordy, you know, and younger kids tend to get lost if there's not a lot for them to watch. But there's nothing objectionable in it at all. It's, you know, it's classic early Neil Simon, you know.
Well, great. It sounds awesome, and I'm definitely going to go.
I'll be there opening night.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for coming
thank
and
you.
talking.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
All right, thanks. We'll be right back.
Comedy lovers take note. Beginning July 23rd through August 2nd, the Davidson Community Players present Barefoot in the Park. Watch newlyweds Corey and Paul return from their honeymoon and get too cozy, too quick with hilarity ensuing. Neil Simon is at his best with this heartwarming comedy about sacrifices, new beginnings, and not letting anything get in the way of what truly matters. Seats are limited, so visit carolinatix.org or call 704-892-7918 and get your tickets soon.